So, es geht weiter mit Disco Elysium. Ich begrüße euch recht herzlich. Kim ist wieder da und der Bulle aus der Tonne ist auch wieder da. Er hat nämlich gerade gecheckt, dass er hier sein Auto Schrott gefahren hat. Aber es gibt auch positive Nachrichten, denn wir haben endlich unseren Ausweis. Das heißt, wir können jetzt ein paar Missionen noch angehen. Wir haben ja letzte Folge den Ausweis angeschaut. Das werden wir jetzt auf jeden Fall gleich nochmal tun. Und dann werden wir hier diese Gegend weiter erkunden. Wir werden schauen, was haben wir denn eigentlich hier angestellt. Und dann, ja, gucken wir einfach mal, ob wir hier was finden. Wir dürfen nicht vergessen, dass wir Geld brauchen, um uns den Tag im Hotel zu finanzieren. Aber jetzt gehen wir erst einmal ins Tagebüchlein. Finde deinen Wappenvogel. Das können wir jetzt demnächst auch machen. Das geht erst morgen. Nee, warte, das können wir jetzt, glaube ich, machen, weil alles ja... Wir müssen mal gucken. Das Staurätsel können wir auch machen. Können wir nicht machen. Haben wir eigentlich nur Verb? Wir haben einen Punkt, den wir investieren können. Das heißt, wir werden mal schauen. Ich wollte den Typen in den Staulevel überführen. Ja, das heißt... Stempeluhr... Annette... Genau, den hier. Da braucht man Zwielicht. Das heißt, ich werde auf jeden Fall ein Zwielicht jetzt investieren. Ach ja, und wir wollten unseren Ausweis anschauen.
Police badge on which you see the photo of a man. You. Some seaweed is stuck to the back.
Schauen wir uns mal das Foto an.
The man keeps winking at you with his green-gray eyes. The photo is old, no doubt about that. But the badge is new. You used an old photo for a new badge.
Wie alt?
8, maybe 10 years. The guy in the picture is rather good-looking. He's got a nice haircut and is distinctly lacking in massive sideburns.
Und der zwinkert, wieso?
What do you think? His face is already contorted by the expression, although it looks less grotesque on him than it does on you now. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information on it, and a shining watermark.
Name? Harry the Boss.
Harrier, that's long for Harry. So you are Harry. Everard was half right. Probably not a lot of people know your full name. Whoever told him you're Harry Dubois didn't.
Dann also Harry the Boss.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Harrier Dubois.
He's not going to call you Harrier. He'll keep calling you officer when he's angry with you, and detective when he's not. The badge in your hands shines as you rotate it, catching light. You see lines of information.
Rang Lieutenant wahrscheinlich. 2 JFR.
Lieutenant W. Freighter.
Was ist ein Lieutenant doppelt Freighter?
The lieutenant is a rank above sergeant and below captain. It's the highest rank in the RCM that still does field work. I am a lieutenant.
Und doppelt ist Gefreiter?
The title of Freighter is added to your rank when you decline a promotion to a higher rank. In your case, Captain. You have declined twice, thus your double Freighter.
Hätte also sogar noch besser sein können. Er hat zweimal abgelehnt. Deswegen. Abgelehnt?
There are many reasons one would do this. The rank above you in your precinct's decomptage might be taken, or sometimes promoted officers do not want to replace their superiors out of respect. And sometimes they just prefer the type of police work available to their current rank, in your case, Lieutenant.
Heavy-duty case-solving machine.
Okay, ich habe genug gehört. Guck mal das Dokument wieder an.
Such a small yet precious thing. Expensive paper caught between thick plastic, like a fly in amber. It reads.
Seriennummer REV 12 6205 DM41.
That's just the serial number. Revachol, Jamrock, Precinct 41, with some numbers thrown in there for good measure.
The numbers are not there for good measure. They have an administrative purpose, one that's unfortunately been erased from your memory.
Ausstellungsdatum 7. November 50.
4 months ago. I'm guessing that's when you were promoted to the rank of Lieutenant W. Freighter. A new badge usually comes with a new rank. You seem to have been doing well then.
The case created a lot of edge you have to take off. The death march really gets us going. You're pretty sure you weren't doing well, but better? Probably yes.
Revier 41?
Yes, it's the designation of your precinct. 41. Like mine says 57. The 57th is mostly industrial harbor. A lot of asphalt. The 41st is...
Was?
It's a tough station to work in. You have all of Jamrock to cover. That district should have 3 precincts, but money is what it is.
Regiert die Welt.
It's no wonder you are like you are, he thinks. But then again...
10 von 10 das Ergebnis.
But then again, it's a legendary district, and a hell of a station too. It must be an honor and a curse to work with people like Price, McCoy, Berdiayeva.
And you? Is it an honor to work with you? Don't ask him, ask yourself. The badge in your hand shines as you rotate it.
Okay, wir haben gesehen. Gut, ja, was machen wir jetzt, Leute? Ein neuer Tag, eine neue Aufgabe. Ich würde sagen, wir werden jetzt mal den Typen auf den Zahn fühlen. Ich kann mich ja jetzt teleportieren, ne? Ist das... Ich habe das doch gerade gesehen, dass ich mich da... Ah, das geht nur, wenn man an diesen Stellen sind, ne?
The worn map features the patchwork grid of...
Ja gut, dann müssen wir da wohin laufen. Ich könnte mich doch wohin dahin teleportieren. Egal. Es ist ja nicht so weit. Entsprechend, ich werde erstmal noch die Flaschen hier habe.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into. Do you know what you should do with that?
Kein Alkohol. So, jetzt haben wir gucken, ob wir mit dem was machen können.
Looking for something?
58%. Das ist immer noch nicht hoch genug, aber ich versuch's mal. Du bringst ihn dazu, dir zu sagen, was er weiß.
The main thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing is, how does it look on your resume?
Hören Sie, es tut mir leid. Können Sie mir nicht einfach sagen, was Sie wissen?
Make me runt.
Let's just go and ask Tommy, alright? We are wasting our time here.
Na gut, das ist nach hinten losgegangen. Ja gut, dann würde ich sagen, gehen wir jetzt zu Joyce. Wir haben jetzt den Ausweis wieder gefunden. Irgendwie kann ich da nicht drauf zugreifen. Dieses Buch ist laut der Mann vom Heldenpaar und das Joyce wollte uns ja ein bisschen was erzählen, aber ich glaube, dass sie da halt einfach so mittendrin Spielchen haben. Das heißt, eventuell nutzt sie auch nur die Gelegenheit, um uns zu manipulieren. Ich weiß es nicht. Haben wir sie doch einfach.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Ich habe übrigens mal einen Ausweis gefunden.
By love, you did.
Fast, observantly, like an electronic printer. She is memorizing your badge number.
Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant W. Freighter Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Freighter?
How about you share your information on the lynching, now that you've seen his badge?
Ja, echt mal. Kim ist die richtige Person, die wir brauchen. Eine Vertrauensperson, die halt auch uns in den Arsch tritt und gleichzeitig auch die richtigen Fragen stellt. Kim ist super.
The goalposts have moved, Lieutenant. In the absence of the badge, I have informed my employer there will be a probe. I cannot rescind that promise. To my knowledge, the drivers are still at the roundabout. I will tell you everything I know when you've finished with them.
Das hatten sie von Anfang an vor.
My plan is to share information. The only way to do that now is by telling my employers you've kept your end, which I hope you will, because let me tell you, we are in dire waters. The sooner the probe is finished, the sooner I can share crucial information with you. Now, is there anything I can do for you in the meanwhile? Tea, perhaps?
Ach nee, danke, das war vorerst alles. Okay, das heißt, das war alles komplett umsonst. Wait, wo können wir uns sektieren? Ach ja, wenn wir am Auto stehen, ne? Wenn wir am Auto stehen, dann können wir uns da... Gehen wir zum Auto und dann gucken wir mal, ob das da geht. Ja, keine Ahnung, ob wir das hinbekommen haben. Ja gut, dann war das alles total hirnrissig, was wir gemacht haben. Dann schauen wir uns weiter hier in dem neuen Gebiet, würde ich sagen. Vielleicht können wir dann noch ein paar Informationen rausholen. Das heißt, wir waren da jetzt zuletzt bei dem Auto, was wir da versenkt haben, weil wir ein vollkommen unfähiger Vollidiot sind. Und jetzt können wir auch mit ihm nochmal reden, ne? Weil er hat ja gesagt, bevor wir das nicht gesehen haben, wird er nicht mit uns darüber reden. Warum, wieso, heißen. Da gibt es eine Bank, wo ich mich ausruhen kann. Wo waren denn die Deppen? Da komme ich da nicht durch, ärgerlich.
Tequila Sunset.
Mr. Abwärtsspirale. Ich bin jetzt bereit, ich habe ihn gesehen. Jetzt erzählst du mir die Geschichte von Tequila Sunset.
Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. Tequila Sunset rolled into Martinez last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you, the man, the myth.
War ich allein?
Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz. Because as far as I know, all you did was get piss drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer, and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept if you ask me.
Does that sound like something you'd do? Yeah, probably. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can.
Was ist dann passiert?
It was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, were getting our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this, we get our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs.
Do you remember the sound of wood cracking? The billboard?
Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in.
Natürlich.
Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening towards the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you. Right there on the beach, you revved the engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "The time hath come!" So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come. The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things!
Ja, halten wir uns mal zurück.
After which, your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty, and through the ice. We ran towards the ice, whilst you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. We asked about the whole tequila sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now and insisted that we all call you that from then on.
Mein richtiger Name ist Harry.
No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother.
Wie lange haben wir Party gemacht?
Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then, at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and left without saying anything.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Sorry, Kim, dass du hören musstest.
Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him.
If you only knew.
Habe ich erwähnt, dass ich noch etwas anderes verloren habe?
Beside your gun and your badge, you said something about your hope or heart or something. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too? That's a big one.
Habe ich etwas über meine Kollegen gesagt?
You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style. No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show.
Habe ich etwas über den Fall gesagt?
Yeah, you said it was no biggie and that you'd solve it in no time. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now.
A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism.
Haben wir über Politik geredet?
Yeah, you said that it was okay that you crashed your carriage because the spectral hand of the market was guiding you. This was before you started talking about how the pinkies were always trying to fuck you.
Konntest du abschätzen, was für ein Bulle ich war?
You kept apologizing for being such a bad cop and for the damage you've inflicted on everyone around you. You also kept pausing to knock the heel of your hand against your temples, saying, "Stupid, stupid, stupid."
Oh Mann. Ich hab genug gehört.
It's a hard thing for a man to confront his past. That's why I avoid mine at all costs.
Man sieht sich. Alles nicht sehr gut, was ich sage. Gut, hoffentlich sind das nicht nervige Gören, weil dann gehe ich nach Hause. Gehen wir mal erst in das Haus. Ja, schon sicher, dann wäre mein ganzer Ming dazu drauf. Bude Pellets verbrennen mit.
Hello, mister.
Oh, die kleine Lilly.
She clutches a small stuffed animal. Occasionally, she twirls it around.
Wo sind denn deine Eltern?
My mom's outside, and I don't really know about my dad.
Was hältst du denn da in der Hand?
It's Lammy. He's my friend. Sort of. Like...
Lambie is a stuffed lamb that, admittedly has seen better days. One of the eye buttons is missing, and the fur is tattered in several parts.
Ach so, freut mich, dich kennenzulernen, Lämmchen.
Lammy usually doesn't like strangers. But you're also fuzzy, like Lammy.
Na gut, dann tschüss. Werde ich nach dem...
Bye!
Kragenhut. Der leblose Körper eines Kragenhuhns, ausgestopft mit einem unbekannten Material. Aus der Entfernung könnte es mit einem echten Huhn verwechselt werden. Der Vogel an sich sieht aus, als wäre es ihm gerade in den Kragen gegangen. Leicht mürrisch. Gut. Dann ist draußen.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth.
Hey, wo ist eure Mama?
The kids don't reply, absorbed in their little game.
Ist die kleine Lilly eure Schwester?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Ihr sieht eineigig aus.
The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact that you just stated.
He looks just like me.
Tschüss.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicked.
Ist die Mama? Die kenne ich doch. Ist das nicht Bruder Jakob? Bruder Jakob, Bruder Jakob. Wie geht's weiter? Hörst du? Oh, das ist alle meine Entchen. Das ist Bruder Jakob, oder?
Welcome to the fishing village. Please lean in closer. I have cataracts.
Werden Sie nicht sehen können, woher wussten Sie dann, dass ich hier bin?
I still have a golden ear. Come, come. Oh, welcome, police officer. We don't cause any trouble around here. And we don't want any trouble either.
We are not here to cause any trouble, madame.
Wie er schon gesagt hat, wir sind Polizisten und wir machen keinen Ärger. Wir beseitigen Ärger.
Oh, of course. Last time we saw you around here was 12 years ago. You also came to take care of trouble then. Wish you did. But still, in Martinez, you're considered an ill omen.
Moment, war ich schon mal hier?
No, not you personally. I meant the RCM. Some of the men got into a fight. One of them killed another, locked himself in that woodshed over there. He was brooding, needed some help opening the door. You got it open for him and took him to think about what he'd done in a more secluded place, somewhere more quiet.
She says it as if he was on some kind of spiritual retreat.
was für ein Omen reden wir hier?
Oh, the usual. Dark tidings. Black hound.
That's you, all right. A black hound licking your own heels.
Wenn ich natürlich das Omen betrachtet werde, warum hat mir das noch niemand gesagt?
Maybe they are afraid.
Warum?
Because you're an ill omen. But you're still welcome here. As long as men with guns aren't chasing you. And maybe even then. Because that's the kind of fishing village we've built. I'm sorry there's not a lot of room to park the motor carriage. And not a lot of houses. Or a lot of people. My kids are long gone. Searching for treasure. So are others. Ah, look at me ramble on. What brings you to us?
Oh, wo könnte man hier in der Gegend über Nacht bleiben?
Stay? Most people here are trying to leave. That said, if lodgings is what you're looking for, I've got a free room in the shack.
Wie viel kostet es?
I won't charge you for it. Take it as a gesture of goodwill from the village to the RCM.
Ein Moment, Sie überlassen es mir einfach gratis?
No one is using it, and God knows it's not much anyway. You can stay there.
Ja, einen geschenkten Gaul. Ja, okay, ich nehme es.
Don't make an old woman regret opening her house to the police.
Well, if you are not in the hostel in the morning, I'll know where to find you. Here, in a shack.
Was gibt es hier in diesem Fischerdorf?
Just us. It's barely a village anymore. We almost don't exist.
Wie meinen Sie das?
This is pretty much a non-place. A gap. A blank spot on the map. Just a cluster of nameless shacks on a nameless street.
Irgendetwas muss es hier doch geben, sagen Sie es mir.
Over there, you can find more of the same. Shacks and trees growing wild. That's the pox.
Pox, die Pocken? Was ist das?
An old military hospital and its surroundings. Or it used to be, during the time of the suzerain. After the war, it was turned into a goodwill hospital for shell-shock veterans and folks looking for some quiet in the old sanatorium gardens. Now the area is crisscrossed with nameless streets and makeshift cinder block houses. Shacks as far as the eye can see.
Und was ist aus dem Krankenhaus geworden?
The goodwill ran out. The staff left and the place was shut down. It's long gone by now.
Wer lebt noch in diesem Dorf?
Well, there's Lillian and her kids. A few new folks live in the house to the east, but they're away right now. And then there's the drunks. Not a pretty sight, but there's little we can do about it. Home is home, even for them.
Ach ja, ich habe hier schon ein paar Trinker kennengelernt.
I'm sure you did. Nature keeps them in rotation. A new face pops up every now and then, and an old one disappears and is forgotten. This is who we are.
Gibt es hier eine Möglichkeit, ein bisschen Geld zu verdienen?
Here, for you, no officer. The only money we have here is some coins the drunks tried hiding from their women and then forgot about.
Under carts, boats, in little boxes. It's not hard to find.
Gut, ich wollte noch zu einem anderen Thema mit Ihnen reden.
She nods, rinsing another piece of cloth.
Was ist denn weiter unten an der Küste?
Not much. There's the abandoned church, the DeLorean Church of Humanity. It's been there since before my time even.
Warum ist sie verlassen?
Some things just don't fly, officer. Look around. Who'd go to church here? They built it 300 years ago. Must have been nicer then.
So, they don't hold services there anymore? The Ecclesiastes?
No, we've tried, but things just keep happening. Crime, accidents, other things. The place never stays open. It's a pity. It used to be such a nice church.
Was gibt es sonst noch an der, unten an der Küste?
Before you get to the church, there's some ruins, an apartment complex, or some kind of electrical plant. Run-down bunch of houses, empty.
Sonst noch etwas Bemerkenswertes?
Of note, the old fish market up on the boardwalk, but it's closed.
Wer sollte denn hier zu einem Fischmarkt kommen?
No one. That's why it's closed. It was once a bustling place, back when I was young, and so was everyone else. Now, what catch we do bring in goes straight into a lorry for the Delta or somewhere else.
Verstehe. Alles klar.
As I said, it's a peninsula. There's no one there, just ghosts and vagrants, and teenagers making out.
Erzählen Sie mir von sich. Wer genau sind Sie hier?
Me? No one. Just an old washerwoman. Mother called me Isabel, if that's what you're asking. And my married name is Sadie. Now it's your turn, Mr.
Lieutenant W. Vater Harry de Boer.
Quite a handle you got there. So many titles. One of them double.
Ich gehe dann mal wieder. Leben Sie wohl. Könntet ihr, das ist ja die Frau, wo ich die Unterschrift holen soll. Aber den Typen vertraue ich nicht, deswegen werde ich dem wahrscheinlich begeben. Das ist dann wahrscheinlich meine Hütte.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
Du öffnest die Hintertür mit dem Schlüssel.
I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangement. But just so you know, after we are done with the day, I'll still be staying in the whirling in rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now.
Doch ganz nett.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression.
Hier ein Knall unter deinem Schuppen. Alte Science-Fiction-Magazine, Bücher über Vogelbeobachtungen, ein Almanach von 39. Die komplexe Heizmaschine surrt still vor sich hin und gibt angenehme Wärme ab. Was? Ja, dann brauchen wir jetzt gar nicht die Kohle sammeln. Ja, nice. Super cool. Es geht weiter. Gut, dann machen wir weiter. Hier ist noch ein Tipp. Und hier unten war eine Kiste, habe ich gesehen. Money.
Hi, officer.
Oh, das ist Leon. Ahoi, ja.
Anything I can help you with?
Das kommt drauf an. Wo befinden wir uns hier genau?
A fishing village on the seashore. This place doesn't really have a name. It's sometimes called Elysium.
Warum?
The sign on the street leading here is illegible. Has been since they built this place.
Ich habe Fragen. Die erste lautet, wie heißen Sie?
The name is Lillian. People call me Netpicker. I think I have time for questions, and that was actually the second one.
Indeed, you're always confused as to your whereabouts.
Ich suche jemanden. Können Sie mir vielleicht helfen?
Let's see. Who are you looking for?
Ich suche verschwundene Kryptozoologen.
I don't think I know what these are. Care to elaborate?
Leute, die schwer zu findende Tiere suchen.
Aha, like snowmen.
Die Menschen? Von denen habe ich noch nicht gehört.
Two old guys have been wandering around here, nose in sand, talking nonsense about snowmen and the like.
Wo sind sie jetzt?
Don't really know. Further down the peninsula, I guess. I mean, that's where they were heading. Who else are you looking for besides snowmen?
Das war's. Sonst suche ich gerade niemanden.
Well, how can I assist you then, officer?
Was machen Sie hier so?
Like I said, fish mostly. Sail the waves, take care of the kids, pick nets. Right now I'm tarring a little skiff.
Was noch?
I sell the fish to people in the Delta to serve at their fancy restaurants. Authentic insular Indian cuisine.
Können Sie davon leben?
Sometimes I also walk to the beach to see what the sea has given up. The sea is full of surprises.
Interessant. Was haben Sie denn gefunden?
Wood, pieces of glass. Every once in a while we see dead bodies. Human, animal, fish, other odd sea creatures. A mine washed ashore once.
Ja, okay.
Bottles, drugs also. Lost cargo in general. Most of the time it's just wood and glass.
All right. Major choice moment. You only get to ask one thing. It would be weird to say them all. Choose wisely.
Wie Drogen, hat das vielleicht mit der Fahrerlady zu tun? Drogen? Dazu brauche ich mehr Informationen. Drogenfahndung ist mein Spezialgebiet.
Don't have any. Those get cleaned out so fast even the local bums can only stand by and watch with watery mouths. Always by strangers too. Union folk don't stand this kind of stuff around here.
Okay, es geht nur darum, dass die Penner dies...
You could use a hit right about now. Any hit, really. Feel that itch in your hands? The stiffness in your neck? That strange restlessness in your bones?
Nein, wir schwören das ab. Wir wollen ein neues Leben beginnen. Wir wollen von dem ganzen Scheiß weg. Wir wollen wieder normal sein. Hübsches Schwert. Du deutest auf den Säbel an ihrer Hüfte. Hat es eine Geschichte?
Unfortunately, the factory sold this one with a 3-year warranty instead of a story. It's to intimidate folks mostly.
Es ist schon imposant.
It's a regular mass-produced sword, like a shovel or an axe. Nothing fancy, just for intimidation.
Warum wollen Sie die Leute einschüchtern?
From time to time, people need a lesson in respect. That's just the way it is. Back in the day, I caught the eyes of many men. And believe me, men need a lesson in manners from time to time.
Kann ich mir gut vorstellen. Gerade in das, was wir schon gehört haben, mit Vergewaltigung und den ganzen Kram. Was soll mir denn mit dem Schwert? Wenn es so effektiv ist, warum sind dann nicht mehr Frauen bewaffnet? Dumme Frage.
What makes you think we haven't? The truth is that almost everyone in this life is scared and tired and stupid and too dull for that.
Stimmt.
That goes for men too. But they put on an act for us. Pretend like everything's good and living in shit doesn't bother them. Like anyone falls for that.
Stimmt, die meisten Leute, denen ich begegnet bin, sind verängstigt.
Aye. No one wants to talk about how frightened they are. But only frightened people are really dangerous. And plenty of them are dangerous.
Vollkommen recht hat sie da. Glaube ich, eine Menge Leute. Angst führt meistens halt eher dazu, dass man Angst. Ich spreche da aus Erfahrung. Ich bin zum Beispiel auch jemand, der vor sehr vielen Sachen Angst hat, gerade vor Sachen, die er neu macht, die er nicht kennt. Ich spreche da aus Erfahrung, dass mir persönlich ein ganz großes Unwohl-Dasein, es ist allerdings tatsächlich was anderes, als bei mir tatsächlich auch krankheitsbedingt ist. Aber das ist dann eine andere Nummer. Und wo sind all die Männer jetzt?
Some went to patch their wounds, their lesson learned. Others were more thick-headed. And one of them, I ended up marrying.
Ist ihr Mann jetzt?
Gone.
Ist er hin?
To the waves. The sea took him. It was a long time ago.
Schlimm, was ist passiert?
Who knows? Maybe he fell over. He didn't respect the sea. Went out there, drunk like a skunk, and sure enough, one day the boat was found floating empty. The bloated corpse turned up 2 weeks later. Now, before you tell me how sorry you are for my loss, know that it was 4 years ago, and I've moved on. There's only so much mourning you can do for a drunk with sinewy muscles.
She really likes those muscles, though. It's in the way she pronounces sinewy.
Leute, bevor wir weitermachen, würde ich mal sagen, machen wir eben kurz einen Cut. Dann sprechen wir mit Lilian weiter und schauen dann, was wir hier noch so machen können. Ich verabschiede mich, danke fürs Einschalten und bis zum nächsten Mal. Tschüss.